Hey GPS fam, it's Nick here with another community showcase. Before we get into that, take a second to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. It helps us keep making cool content like this. Now, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, it's Nick again from GPS with another showcase. We have another special showcase this week, again with Luke and Chuck. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Chuck?
Doing well. How are
Good.
you guys?
Doing great, doing great. So this showcase can be a little bit different, just like the other one was. Kind of just doing like more of like a glove review kind of thing, let you guys know like what goes into all our gloves and stuff like that. So today Luke is going to share kind of like our he's going to share our Chili Grip gloves, you know, what goes into all that, how it's made, what prompted him to want to make a glove like this and stuff like that. So Luke, if you want to start, you know, telling us the history of Chili Grip and what got you into making different types of gloves.
Well, the history of Chili Grip will tell you real fast that I personally don't have a lot to do with it. I'm very fortunate to be a third generation president of Red Steer Glove Company, and my grandfather actually, it was kind of his swan song, if you will, to come up with the Chili Grip. He saw the change in the environment in work gloves, where they had changed from being made in the US to being made overseas, but then the style of gloves started changing too, where especially in the Pacific Northwest, where it's awfully wet.
Yeah.
Or if you're working out, you know, in a marine situation, working on a fishing boat, leather gloves are not your best bet. Just getting wet, they break down too fast. So the machine-made gloves that would come out in knit and go on molds and then dip into rubber started becoming more and more popular. But he noticed that people were not wearing those gloves in cold environments, and he came out with a version of that kind of had a nice sweater lining to it. It really does have that sensation the first time you put on a hoodie or a sweatshirt, that how it's just extra soft. And he really went after how the glove was going to feel when you put it on, and developed what we call now our Chili Grip. And we've developed an entire line of them for ladies. And we've even gone more advanced into bulking it up a little bit for more frigid temperatures and making it waterproof, and just really trying to create an entire family out of machine-made thermal winter palm dip gloves. And here is the original Chili Grip in a 4-pack that had its time in Costco's and did quite well in Costco. But here's a look at it. Might look familiar. Maybe you've seen it in Costco, but this glove really has been a champion for us for the last 20, 25 years. And again, I can't take credit for it. Ralph Atwood is the guy who should take all the credit for coming across this gem here.
Cool. Was there a original use for the gloves? You know, you said like Pacific Northwest area. Did he design it for one kind of thing and then it grew into the family, or did he just want to have an overall glove for a bunch of things you can do? What got him started?
That's a good question. And he really took what was Japanese technology. I don't know if you've read the book Shoe Dog. That's Nike and Phil Knight talking about how he got started in the business. Nike shoes were first made in Japan. Japanese technology on knitting and different rubbers and neoprenes and things like that. I mean, it's impeccable. And at the time, you could afford labor there. Well, the Japanese also came out with machine-made gloves during this time. And took their production away from Japan as time went on to Vietnam and Malaysia, but they started dominating the glove market in the West Coast, probably in the early 90s. And they weren't doing a very heavy thermal dip glove. They had one, but it was a 10 gauge. And so my grandpa just went to a 7 gauge thread, which was thicker. He spent a little more time combing the inside of it to get it fluffier, and just did some other little glove know-how things, and just developed a glove that just felt warmer and better. It has a nice name to it, and it's really performed well for us.
Cool. Chuck, GPS sells the Chili Grip gloves and there's an ongoing relationship between both of you guys. What are some uses you've seen throughout the years where people, can truly put the Chili Grips to its true like test?
So being in the food service world, I've noticed a lot has been with restocking, dairy, ice cream, shopping cart control, where they go out into the parking lot and pick up shopping carts in the Northeast, the Midwest where it's cold, snowy, shopping carts are wet with snow, rain, etc. But a lot of it is the freezer work, the dairy work, the ice cream, restocking, handling of unloading of trucks. That's more in the food service world. We've seen those being worn from everyone who does their walking of their dog in the morning, to people duck hunting. A lot of people wear them in deer stands. Luke, we've seen camo be evolved, where you branded and licensed a camouflage company's pattern for the camouflage for the Chili Grip. But mostly it's in the stocking and restocking, frozen foods, things like that for our world.
Awesome. Building off of, the past, you said 25 years ago it started and how it's evolved into what it is now, Luke. Is there anything, that you can touch on that is in the works or any more additions to the Chili Grip glove family, or, any other type of gloves that you guys are currently working on that will be added to the line here soon?
This video is powered by Golden Protective Services, the industry leader in restaurant safety products. Not only does Golden Protective provide awesome services for restaurant safety programs, but their products can be used in a variety of settings, such as tattoo shops, home cooking, landscaping, automotive, and more. Visit GPS Gloves today so you can grab a pair of gloves and see for yourself why they are everyone's favorite glove company.
Our most recent development would be our waterproof style. It's a high vis style too, so it works in two capacities. If you're out in the inclement conditions, holding a construction sign or working something where you need high vis, it covers that too. But the waterproof version is our latest and greatest, and our most advanced development. We had a waterproof style for years and years and years before that. Our A323, we developed our new A324, and it's a better glove. It fits better. You have more dexterity in moving your hand. It keeps the water out even better, lasts longer, all of it. So we just took an existing waterproof glove that it wasn't doing as well in sales as it should have. And
Gotcha.
it was because of it had too much protection with these nitrile compounds that we'd mixed together. It did a good job of keeping it warm and waterproof, but it didn't have the hand dexterity that we have now in our A324.
Awesome. So what goes into, you talked about like not altering your product, but, figuring out what's wrong and making it better so everyone can, enjoy it the same way. What kind of, like research goes into that? Is it just, word of mouth things where people come to you and say, hey, I like this, or I don't like this? Or is it like a broader market kind of thing? Or what goes into, getting that final product just right?
Sometimes it's as simple as an email from a consumer out in the market who says, hey, I've been buying your gloves for a long time, yada, yada, yada. Have you ever thought about improving it with XYZ?
Gotcha.
But most of the time it comes from customers. We have this saying in America, the customer is always right. And that's a perspective to service. And it doesn't matter what business you're in, you have to know that is truly what's going to keep, I probably use this term too often, but it's what keeps your lights on, no matter what business you're in. Your customers being serviced. And if they tell you they need something, you best be listening.
Cool. Chuck, going back to you, what are some differences you've seen with the Chili Grips compared to other gloves? I know both of you guys are really big into hunting. Have you guys used Chili Grips for hunting? Touch a little bit more on that, what makes the Chili Grips different and what you like about them compared to other gloves that are in the market.
I think one of the I think one of the biggest things, and we go back to this a lot, is the evolution of the chili grip. So it may have started at, one point where it was the original rubber compound, acrylic liner, brushed liner for thermal warmth, things like that. But the evolution of the product has probably been the biggest change. It's constantly getting better, whether it's the fit, it's the liner, it's the sizing, it's the palm pattern, it's the high vis, it's the waterproof, it's the water resistant, price point, packaging. Luke has done a very good job evolving that line from where it started. As far as the other products go, we have both done, we've both been in some pretty cold places with those on our hands, picking up ducks or petting a guide's dog together or what have you. But they're a great product to use, especially in the duck blind. When you're hunting ducks, the colder the better, the rainier the better, the windier the better. The worse the conditions, the better the duck hunting most of the time. A lot of times you're standing still and you need that extra layer of wind resistance, water resistance, or waterproof, because sometimes you're in water, sometimes you're in the dry blind, sometimes you're in the field. But I think the evolution of the product line, them having a very, very close eye on the customer and the consumer who wears them and their feedback that they give, and they've done a great job with it. We sell, I don't know how many we sell of those annually, but it's a lot.
Awesome. So Luke, as like your GPS, our main kind of thing that we've been doing lately is the diesels. We have the barbecue lovers and all that, but as we progress and stuff, we're going to try to do more of the chiller grip stuff, get that out there. If there is one, thing that sets you apart from the other ones, people may be hesitant about trying a new product or doing this or doing that. What would you say? I mean, if you have any samples on you right now to show differences in gloves or the type of gloves, so people have more of an idea of what they are buying, that'd be good. But if not, just kind of, explain the differences between each of them.
Here's a waterproof version right here. And what we've got going in most palm dip styles, like this is not a chili grip, but this is what's called a palm dip glove. You've got your rubber or whatever material that the glove has dipped into. We've all seen those. What we got going here in this newest, latest, and greatest waterproof version is you've got a bit of a sweater material.
Gotcha.
As a liner. And then on the outside of it, you've sewn on an outside shell and you've dipped it all the way to the wrist in a soft rubber substance. And what that does is if it's soft enough, you can still move your hand and you keep the water out. And with the sweater liner in there, you stay warm.
Cool. That is a lot, because, stuff we've seen from not really, maybe not even like hunters per se, but we're starting to get a lot of landscapers wanting to test out our gloves and stuff like that. Is there there's the barriers big enough for, chemical reagents and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah. And we have nitrile gloves that do better with oils and chemicals and dissolvents, whereas a rubber or latex material will dissolve when it sees that.
Gotcha.
So
cool.
You can take your pick on that front too. And really the biggest thing that I would say, and that I have seen and said with a lot of success, like when I went to Costco, they didn't know me from anybody, but I said, try them, give them a store test.
Yeah.
I can tell you all day long how they do for me and my customers, how we sell them in all 50 states. But until you, one, put your hands in them and see that, they do feel pretty nice. But two, watch how they perform for you. Watch how other people react to them. Watch how they sell in stores. The name is catchy. And once you get your hands in them, you feel that
a difference. This
is a great winter glove and it's under 20 bucks. It's under
exactly.
10 bucks in some cases, depending on which style you get.
Cool.
The flexibility that they offer too, Nick, is, they've set up 4-packs, they've set up 3-packs. They can pack those in certain ways. I think you guys retail tag You know, you do barcodes and in retail tags for scanning at the counter, where we're more providing that product to a distributor of some sort that then sells those to the food service market for use in their store, for use in the back of their house, restocking, things like that. So there's a large opportunity for that product, and we've started to see a lot of traction, as you know, with the end user.
For sure.
There's a lot of different styles out there that are similar. You know, they might be a thermal lined palm dip and things, but anytime that we get the opportunity to test against them, I haven't seen us lose yet. So
Cool.
the comfort, the dexterity, the work that they've done over the last quarter century, it shows in the quality and the performance of that product. As far as the chemicals goes, just to throw that out there, if someone is in the landscaping industry or an industry that's using some kind of a herbicide, you know, insecticide, things like that, let us know and we can guide you in the right direction. That's what we do.
Cool.
We want to make sure that you're using the right product, the right tool, as we keep discussing.
Awesome.
So contact us, let us know what you're doing with it, and then, you know, we might suggest something different in that case. So, but yeah, we would be happy to assist in that regard.
Awesome. Well, guys, I want to thank you again for, diving into the world of the chili grips. Luke and Chuck, thank you both. We'll get back to you guys next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, drop a like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you or someone you know has a story to tell and wants to be entered on our show, shoot us a DM on Instagram or TikTok, and we'll be in touch. Till then, catch all you glove gangsters next time.